Freestyle travel. I was going to do something different, and I guess I did. Hey y'all, it's Kenny Flannery, your host of this Freestyle travel show, the show where I just talk about travel and sometimes have people on to speak with about travel as well, which is the case with this episode. We got Nick Noyes over here, a friend of mine since 4th grade. Y'all might know him from hopping, which is the main point of our discussion. Hopping, the backpacking beer adventure. This is the show we started. So, yeah, I've known Nick since 4th grade, and the last 13 plus years I've been on the road traveling, and every time I see him, naturally, he's had the idea we should film some kind of documentary or something. And I'm like, whenever you're ready, man. And we finally did it. So some of you might have seen it. If you haven't seen it yet, go to youtube.com/hopping or just look up Hopping, the backpacking beer adventure. We hitchhiked all around. Nick had never traveled like this before. And we spent some weeks going to breweries and drinking some great beer and hitchhiking in between. Couch surfing, camping, and letting travel magic run its course. It's pretty cool. It's 8 episodes. They're all about 20 minutes long, give or take, on YouTube. So we talk about the experience filming the show in January, and then, it came out this summer, and get into Nick getting back to work, finally, with all the COVID junk. He's in New York City. So he's back to that. And then the prospects of a second season, which we're definitely going to do. And we'll get into that because, we kind of hope to have been filming already. But, COVID, all that fun stuff. We talk about it. Yeah. And then after the interview, I guess if you call it an interview, it's just more of a discussion. It's me and Nick just cracking open beers and getting after it. Swaying in and out. It's pretty fun. It's a longer one, but it's a good one. But after I'm done talking with Nick, I will come back and I will catch you up on my travels, because the last podcast I was in Minneapolis at my buddy's place, and it's been 3 or 4 weeks since then. So since Minneapolis, I've covered a lot of ground. Some breweries, actually. Some Iowa, Wisconsin, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, all that stuff. I will catch you up on my travels pretty quickly after the discussion with Nick about beer and good time. So, crack open a beer, chuck your headphones on, or let this keep rolling and just enjoy Nick and I having a good time. All right, you guys. Here's Nick Noyes. Yo!
What's up, mother sucker?
What's happening, dude?
Not much. Sorry, I was jamming out to the Skype ringtone.
Well, fair enough. It is a pretty good jam.
Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing.
We can incorporate that into an episode. Man, how you doing, man? How's
doing
life
good.
in New York?
So, wait, before we fully get started, I've got 2 options. I want to get your opinion. What should I start off with? I got Fantastic Voyage from Sloop Brewing.
Okay.
It's an IPA, 6.7 IPV or APV.
Yep.
Then I've got Cannon's Imperial IPA from LIC Beer Project.
Where are they from? Oh, LIC. Start with that one.
It's in the name.
Yeah. Yeah, go with that one.
Imperial IPA. Okay.
Heck yeah. I am drinking. Nice. Crowd Control.
All right.
Mississippi beer.
Another Imperial. Okay.
Yep. It is 8% even. Cheers, man.
Cheers to you.
Heck yeah. Good to see you.
It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Whew. Well, I just got down to Mississippi. You've been in New York for a minute.
Yeah, that's definitely not a New York minute. That's end of the world minute there.
A long New York minute.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You been tripping around at all? Back and forth to Connecticut, or?
Dude, no. With everything going on, just because, parents are older, so just want to reduce the risk. And whoa, what's with the cough? You COVID?
Yeah, for sure.
Should I be wearing a mask right now?
No, it goes through Skype real clean.
Okay.
I want to make sure you get it out of your system.
All right. Okay.
Individual herd immunity.
I Yeah, I've been clean long enough. It's about time, right?
Nice. Well, you're back to work, aren't you? Because last time I saw you, so we filmed everything in like December, January. It came out in like May, and then I saw you in May.
Yeah.
Or early June, maybe.
No, yeah, something like May, or yeah, it was a while ago. It's been
Probably late May or early June, or both.
something like that.
But
yeah.
At that point, you were unemployed bum.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anyone who's just unemployed.
Oh yeah, totally. Just quarantining myself as long as possible. Yeah, it's been the film industry is feast and famine. You work a lot, then you don't work a lot, and the famine season really went a while. So
Yeah. But you're back to it now?
I'm back to it, and actually our first day of filming is Monday. So
Oh.
it's been a lot of pre-production. I'm working tomorrow. I'm pulling a 6th day, which is time and a half. So rock
Sweet.
on. And then
When did you actually start back up going to it?
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Just because there's a lot more to take into account with COVID. There's a lot more regulations that we have to abide by, and I'm. If people don't know, I'm part of location management, so I'm out in the field all the time, and there's a lot that we have to take into account now, especially not just to take into our own crew's health and well-being into account, but also the general public's as well.
Gotcha. So just a lot of mask wearing and I don't know, maybe shifted shifts, things like that.
Mask wearing, we have to we get the locations and work out the agreements. So it's making sure, talking to people, putting their worries at ease about all these people coming into their place of business or their homes. We have all sorts of like whenever we occupy a space, we now have a cleaning crew pretty much on call. The cleaning crew has to clean before we get there, and then the cleaning crew cleans after we leave. So it's like a transition. What did you do before?
You just left the place a mess? And
well, no, I mean, like we would restore it, but when I mean cleaning, I mean disinfecting. So they would completely disinfect the whole space, make sure that if any trace of this virus is killed and dead for when we occupy the space, and then make sure that it's dead, like no trace of any virus is there for after we leave. Because
you have those like sharper image air purifiers or whatever.
That and it's just like the cleaning crew, like they come in and like will spray down everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole slew of new rules that we have to abide by. So
yeah, are you excited for the actual filming to begin? Does that make a difference for you, really?
I mean, it's almost 10 years I've been in the industry now. Like I'm over the whole filming thing. Like I'm excited to get back into the flow of things and have a purpose. But like being on active set, it's just whatever for me now.
Yeah.
So
what brewery are you filming at?
I'm not filming at a brewery.
You're not filming at a brewery.
We are.
What kind of garbage production are you involved in?
Hey, you know what? You do what you're told. We are utilizing a beer garden though for our our background actors to just chill out in. So
yeah,
we're going to have a slew of drunk background actors.
Okay, well that's something. Jeez, man, slipping.
Yeah. So how are you doing? So you made your way to Mississippi, because I think the last time I spoke to you were still Montana.
Definitely was in Montana. I'm actually almost done editing like a 20-minute video of the whole summer, starting in Montana.
Okay, great.
So I went from Montana through like Idaho and Washington, Utah, like through Denver and Colorado, through Iowa to Minnesota, eventually to Wisconsin, down through Kansas City, Arkansas, and now Mississippi. It's basically the quick rundown.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure
breweries.
I'm sure you've like given your fan base constant, updates.
Yeah, periodic updates. I'm not like super consistent. Sometimes I'm like firing off stuff all week, and then I'll go 3 weeks with silence.
Right.
But I try to do what I can do.
Well, if you're down in Mississippi, you ready for the oncoming storms? What, Hurricane Delta or whatever?
My mom texted me about that, and like it drizzled yesterday. It's been sunny today. I don't know.
So I take it your liver's getting wetter than your exterior.
Oh yeah, there's more beer in my glass, and there's water falling from the sky. So
Well, good to know.
pretty nice. Yeah, it's just like cruising the coast thing. It's a yearly event here in Biloxi where all these people show up with like classic cars. I think to officially be in like the show or whatever, it has to be 30 or 35 years old. But people just show up, park with RVs, and line up along the road and like watch all these cars drive by all the
Nice.
time. So,
All right.
a lot of people in town right now. It's
Good
kind of
stuff.
fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah, pretty chill.
So just letting you know, I haven't eaten since like 9, 10 o'clock this morning. So I might get drunk real quick, which means we're going to have a lot of fun.
There we go. What have you been drinking lately?
Don't hate me, but not much, really.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, but it's been it was the slow season, like just not making any money, so it's just kind of like making sure I try to get some money back into the bank account so I can spend it all on beer.
There you go.
So just keep and plus, the longer I go without drinking, the less I have to drink until I get drunk.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about investing into yourself? Just like putting beer into your system to have a greater output and productivity cycle in life.
Well, I didn't think of it like that.
Oh, well, there you go. Life lessons, my friend.
Dude, doing things wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to a single cut when I was hanging out with you back in May, or whenever it was.
Yeah.
There's not like another brewery within walking distance of you, really, is there?
Not within walking distance, but I actually did swing by Fifth Hammer Brewing down in Long Island City. I think that's down on like 48th Avenue. So not
Okay.
terribly far. I was down in like the Long Island City Hunters Point today.
Oh, gotcha. Were they any good?
Yeah, the beer I had was pretty good. I've heard Chafafa. It was like a limited time beer.
Chafafa.
Yeah, I forget what kind of style it was, but I saw barrel aged, and I was done. Anything barrel aged, I love.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in on anything barrel aged. I'm
Yeah.
at least gonna get a sample of that for sure.
I had to say, I think it was maybe a saison, but
Oh, I've been seeing more and more barrel aged saisons. It's kind of crazy.
yeah.
Gin barrel saison somehow work.
Yeah, after that saison at Dark Sky, which was phenomenal, but after that, I've just been seeing saisons everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good summer style. It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
I go for them because I usually, me, like I'm like you. I like imperial stouts and big stouts and things like that. But
Yeah.
something about a good saison. It's just got that flavor to it. It's like a
Yeah.
little different and refreshing
But
and not weak.
yeah. Like, I just remember Dark Sky.
Yeah.
Be still my heart.
Dang, we hit so many good breweries in that first season. It's intense. They're one of the
You're
good
freezing
ones
up
now.
on there. On, you're freezing up on me.
Yeah, you are. You are too. I'm hoping it'll come back around. This connection.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all right.
All right.
But,
Yeah. So, but what we've been discussing future installments, right?
yeah, well, I don't know if everyone else knows this, but our sort of original idea for a second season was supposed to be kind of like right now.
Yeah.
In the Northeast, catching all visual-wise, catching all the different colors changing, the leaves changing, but going filming a second season through New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, like these kind of states in the Northeast. Kind of probably right now, actually, if not in a week or two.
Well, yeah, because we were talking. We did mention being up in Massachusetts, around this time for Halloween because of the witch trials. I'm sure they do something for that up there.
Oh yeah, they must be drinking beer at the witch trials.
Actually, and you know what? I totally forgot to mention. You want to know a little tidbit about, I guess, North American history, and that coincides with my family?
If you throw some beer in there, I'm totally in on this story.
Well, no, there's no beer, but this is a juicy bit of information. So,
all right.
A very distant great uncle of mine, Reverend Nicholas Noyes II, was pretty much the second in command of the witch trials.
What?
Yeah.
Like deciding who's a witch, or like
and condemning them to death. Yeah.
Oh damn! So you're gangster, dude.
Mother sucker! Don't mess with me. I'll burn you at the cross.
You said great?
Like
great grandparent?
Great uncle.
Great uncle.
Yeah. Like great to whatever power. Yeah. It's like 12 generations, but he was like.
Imagine being some like 17-year-old girl who people think are weird, and then there's some ginger saying you should drown in a lake.
Yeah.
Ginger Noyes is just like, nah, burn her.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm just a little emo. Stop.
I'm just trying to express myself. Be like, how dare you have your own thoughts and feelings? Burn her.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been cool. But I think we both agreed, and Gary too, that filming right now would probably not be too easy as far as getting the green light from a lot of these breweries.
Yeah.
In the Northeast. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I still think the Northeast is doing somewhat well, but yeah, I think like just everybody, it's the whole COVID thing is just, it's nuts. So.
Yeah, it's been different for me state to state going into breweries. Because one thing I like to do is just show up to a town and go to a brewery and sit at the bar, at a stool at the actual physical bar, and talk to the bartender, talk to anyone else who's there, who's solo or grouped up, and learn about the city and stuff. And most places I went to, like, you could still go into breweries. You had to, like, wear a mask for, like, the 5 seconds it takes to walk to a table. But that's what they put you, like, a table, usually. The bar itself is usually shut down, so it's hard to be social with anyone other than a waitress.
Yeah.
That's been kind of a bummer. Idaho was different, and now everything's starting to clear up in the last month. But for the bulk of the summer, it was hard to walk into a brewery. I could still like try beer and like, which is great. But as far as being social and talking to people,
well, that's gotta be tough for like somebody like, for you especially because like as you mentioned, you love going to breweries because that's where like that's a good hub to go try to find like a place to crash. Right? So you're having like
sometimes,
tough time like as you go, right?
Yeah, I mean that's one part of it. Sometimes people see my backpack or hear my story, and then next thing I know, they're like offering to let me crash on their couch or something. But there's also just people saying like, oh, there's cheap tacos down the road, or there's music playing over here, or you could probably camp in these woods down there, or whatever. Like, or just good conversation.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. That's what breweries are great for.
Which, yeah, like, I know you've given me a hard time. I fought it, but yeah, as I look back, I am kicking myself for when we were outside, San Francisco, like on our way to Sacramento.
South of the Bay Area, yeah.
When
and I was like, we should walk up to this brewery a mile up, and you're like, let's get a hotel room.
Yeah, but like, I mean, my argument was I was just exhausted, and my back was killing me, which, I learned after the fact. Like, I got an official diagnosis that like my back injury was a lot more severe than I initially thought, where I compressed a vertebrae. So like walking around with 40 pounds on my back is definitely not the best thing, but like, yeah, we should. I look back and I'm like, damn, yeah, we should have just gone to that brewery. Who knows what could have happened?
Exactly. It's the unknown.
So
have you
I'm going to say for officially, but you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. God damn it.
Yep. I've been tripping around like this for a while. Worst case scenario, we would have been drunker looking for a campsite, and our threshold for comfort would have been lower, and we would have gone just anywhere anyways.
Yeah.
It's kind of how that works.
I mean, I was also spooked because we're getting to a lot more densely populated area as well, but yeah, you were right. You were definitely, yeah.
So on that note, have you, it was about 3 weeks we spent filming the first season, have you thought more about what you would carry in terms of carrying less?
Oh, absolutely.
Or carrying different things? Or
absolutely. Because, my mentality going into it was like, okay, I've got a hobo with me. Like, you are legitimately a hobo. You kind of look like a hobo. Like, you look like a well-groomed hobo, but a hobo nonetheless.
Yep.
So my mentality was kind of like, go into it, because I have this film equipment, but go into it at least looking a little bit more, clean cut, like a little bit more well put together, like dressed wise. Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So some more button down shirts, like maybe like a couple like more shirts or clothes to wear so that it doesn't look so dirty and
So you'd be bringing more stuff.
No. That was my mentality before.
Oh.
So that way, like by the two of us traveling together, like they could see us and be like, well, there's this guy who is a hobo, but he's with this guy who, is like, okay, looks pretty decent. But yeah, it was just impractical. And like because I brought flip-flops with me and I'm just like, flip-flops were totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
I love being barefoot and in flip-flops, but it was just impractical. So like, there's just like a number of like slew of things to cut out that I can easily make for next time.
So you think you could shave 5 or even 15 pounds if you really
15? No.
Into it?
15 pounds would be getting rid of all my video equipment. That, like,
15's a lot.
15 would not do. I could probably do 5 to 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Which would be huge.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. That'd be like, if it was 10 pounds, it'd be like 25%. I forget. Well, I don't know if we ever weighed your bag, but I think it was.
Yeah, we did.
It might have been 50 pounds at the most.
I was saying like probably like it was between 30 and 40 pounds. Like I would say like, if anything, 40 pounds of, and that's including the video equipment,
the camera and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And now when we finally do this second season, which I do want to talk about, like we've got some more gear too, to without adding much weight, and we know the gear better. As well.
Like setting up my Zoom here is like. It's like going down memory road. It's been a while since I touched this stuff, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So let's just jump into that season 2 thing, like, because obviously doing it right now.
We've been talking for a while. We're not really jumping into it.
Well, I mean, for other people to listen.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're talking about it publicly. I think. I don't know. This publicly.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, it probably makes sense. The springtime seems like the move at the moment.
Well, I mean,
depending,
we still gotta play it by ear. Like we were doing this past fall by ear, and you and I were discussing, and I'm like, dude, it's not happening. You wanted to
August
push forward.
Or September was kind of the latest for us to like make the final decision, and it was a pretty solid nope.
Yeah, like you were still trying to push it, and there was like and I was like teasing the idea, but I was doubtful. And then there was just like that point where I'm just like, because I turned into a news junkie, because I had nothing else to do during quarantine, and I'm just like, dude, no, this is not happening in the fall.
Well, you're a news. That's the difference between us and during the summers. You're a news junkie in New York City, and I stopped watching the news, and I was in all the like central states, like Montana and Wyoming, where it's like, and Idaho, places where Idaho is by far the most lax. Walking around Idaho, you wouldn't know anything was different.
And I would kind of expect that from Idaho. Like not that like they're like spread the virus. It's just I feel like I've never been to Idaho, but I feel like Idaho is just so spread out that it wouldn't really have that much of an effect there.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the cities, it was like Boise, a couple places you could tell something was still going on. But either way, I still knew, like, because I didn't want the whole thing to be like a whole crap fest about safety, like a season 2 where like every episode we're addressing like safety and best practices and like talking about mask stuff and curbside pickup and delivery and all these things these breweries are being forced to do.
Well, but we were discussing that for season 2, like if New England would happen, because being here in New York City, which was turned into the epicenter for the world at one point, we've come a long way of cutting down, dwindling the number of cases here, and really trying to take control of it. But we were in discussion about doing the second season of like with the New England tour.
Yeah.
But also addressing how different breweries are taking it into effect and how they're addressing it and like all that stuff. And like I actually really like the idea of doing the New England tour, and then another year or two later doing it exactly the same thing again to revisit the places to see what they're like after the apocalypse.
Yeah. I think addressing it is cool. I just don't like the idea of every single episode having like, here's our 3-minute segment on pandemic junk. It's like a little much. Like, but if we wait till springtime and maybe not the Northeast, let's save the Northeast for another fall.
Yeah.
But assuming that things are a little more mellow in the springtime, we actually for everyone here listening, when Nick and I saw each other back in May, we sat on the couch you're sitting on now, and we mapped out, I think, 5 or 6 different regions of the United States alone.
Yeah, I have it in my notebook. If you want, I can grab it. But yeah,
you don't have to grab it. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, we did like the Montana, Wyoming section. We did like the Seattle, Portland part of the world.
Yeah.
We did a southwest, like San Diego.
Well,
or no, that's what we already did.
That's what we did. So southeast, northeast, mid or central north, central south, and then mapped out the northwest. But we could probably break up the northwest into 2. I feel like.
Well, I figured it'd be like the northwest, and then like a little more inland, like Wyoming, Montana, Utah, Colorado.
But that all depends. Like maybe I could just take some extra time off of like work and just bang out the entire northwest in like a 2-month time.
Oh, and split it into 2 seasons or something?
Or just one massive season.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would totally be down for that, but
springtime would be beautiful too.
Yeah.
So there was that one, and then our like winter-ish option was going like North Carolina down as far as like Key West, Florida.
Oh, I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, I think we mapped that out into 1. We might have mapped it into 2. I think we did 1.
I think we did in 1 where we would actually hopefully pass through Savannah for St. Patrick's Day.
Savannah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Oh, because I love Savannah. Savannah is awesome.
Savannah is amazing. There's some breweries there. And Florida's got some hits.
And we would have to stop by both of our old stomping grounds at 2 different times, but of Orlando being Full Sail alumni.
So, yeah, as it stands now, like, pretty much for everyone listening and for us, like, I would say March or April would be the soonest we could probably jump on this. So, we'll have to decide come New Year's, somewhere in January is probably where we'll be like, all right, we're doing this or not. February at the latest. If we're going to do March.
Yeah.
And then we could either do the Savannah St. Patrick's Day down to Florida, or wait until April or something and do like Montana, Wyoming, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, all those.
It's all, we got to play it by ear. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I think we're going to be good. I think we'll be, I mean, I'd rather do it like somewhat janky, not totally janky. I'm not willing to do it totally janky, but like somewhat than not at all, you know?
Yeah.
Like if we can go to the breweries, like, because I've been hitchhiking all summer with no concerns, no worries, and I've been going to breweries. So I imagine if we'd wanted to, we could have made it happen, even this summer. So I'm guessing by the springtime, we can make it work. Bring on the season 2. Drink all the good beer.
Dude, I'm hopping to get hopping.
Oh man, dude, I've been scoping out all kinds of breweries from like Montana on over to Wisconsin.
I know, like I'm so jealous of you right now. Like, cause like we literally do this trip. I come back to New York. I get like 1 week of work, and then it's just shut down, and then I'm quarantined, and I'm just like, bro, I went from like just going from like state to state, hopping in people's cars. And now I'm just, holed up in my own apartment by myself. I know. Like, damn.
The world opens up and then puts a lid on it.
The contrast there is just jarring.
How amazing is our timing, though, that we nailed that.
Exactly. Like, best timing ever. And we didn't even know
February. Dude, literally, so you flew out of Sacramento, right? And then back to, well, you went through Chicago, I think. But then I went up to Chico. When I went up to Chico that week was the very first time I ever heard the word coronavirus.
Yeah.
Within 1 week of us finishing filming, it's the very first time I ever heard anyone utter that ever. It was my friend Lilia. She was going to Thailand, and she's like, there's this coronavirus. And I'm like, you should watch our show. We drink way better beer. Back when that was a joke. That's the first, so that's how well we nailed it.
Yeah.
To the week.
It's the epitome, like I feel like it's the epitome of the saying, little did we know that their global pandemic was stirring.
And not only that, but our editor, who is doing this for free, all of a sudden is not allowed to leave his house.
Yeah.
So you stay there, Gary. Stay. You edit. Yeah. Don't go outside.
Actually, it really, with that was really, no offense to the, 210,000 to date people who passed away, but that was the best timing for us because Gary, our editor Gary, had nothing to do but hunker down and just edit what we filmed for him.
Yeah, so the timing was good for the first season, not for the second, but we're gonna get back at it.
But and as you did mention, he did it for free. I argued against that. I want next season. I definitely people who are listening, we got to pay him something because he put in, I don't even know how many hours of work.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
He was literally what, probably a month and a half of just straight up nothing but editing, hopping.
Yeah.
And he did it for free.
Insanity.
It's like, you want to support your friends, you want to help lift them up, and Gary did that for me. I want to do that for him next time. So it's just, we got to give him something.
Yeah. Anyone listening to this, Gary Blake, look that name up.
Yeah.
Guy's a monster.
All-star.
Yeah. And it turned out amazing. So.
Yeah. I can't go down the street anymore in New York City without being recognized.
I know. I show up to breweries and it's just like, here's all the free beer. I'm like, stop it. You're killing me.
If only.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it turned out great though. So I'm so excited to get the next season going. And I keep going to these breweries and I keep just floating it out there to them, the good ones anyways. I'm just like, yeah, we filmed this show, and I'm mostly talking to bartenders, sometimes brewers, but they're just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. You can definitely film here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everyone knows this, but almost every brewery that we reached out to for that first season said yes. And I only contacted the best breweries. Every brewery we wanted to go to was totally down for it. There was a couple exceptions, but it was mostly short notice or just poor timing stuff.
Well, and
like Modern Times let us film there. It was insanity.
I was just about to say, Modern Times, like, we're a big deal.
Yeah, when we filmed there, they're like, yeah, we haven't let anyone film here in years. You guys are the first ones. Like, all right.
That was solid. Like, what I can't wait, because I'm not going to say if, but when we do so many seasons, we gotta start doing like visiting the old, like some of the places that we've been to before. Like that, reaching back out. I can't wait to go back to Modern Times. Like that's gonna be solid.
Oh yeah. It'd be fun to do like some challenges and stuff, just like some of the stuff that Lovegrove does, my friend in Portland. Like, going to 50 breweries in a day, that sort of thing. Well, like so obviously like San Diego is like a key revisit on a mission like that.
Yeah. Well, your buddy who set the Guinness World Record, like we were talking about like doing it with him and setting the new world record.
Technically, it wasn't a Guinness record, and I forget why. It was either because alcohol was involved or something. But there's no recorded record that can touch his 77. I went to 61 breweries with him, which as far as I know is like the second most anyone's gone to. But I've never seen anything documented, nor has he, that touches his 77 breweries in one day. Portland, Oregon.
Stupid
insanity.
Stupid technicalities. Like, screw that. Ugh.
I know. You just started another record company.
Yeah.
Called Virgin Records.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Years being a virgin.
I mean, that's not true, but you know what? Sure, I'll go with it. Do you want to sacrifice me to the beer gods?
Can you go to between bangs? I wonder what the record is. Probably a lot. We talked about this a little bit, like different like goofy kind of like record stuff, like going, or just like, I don't know, milestone stuff, like going to 1,000 breweries in a summer, stuff like that. Because when we were first talking about hopping and the concept, before we even came up with the name hopping, we were floating around the idea of getting like the RV and having like 3 camera people, a sound guy, driver.
That's not out of the books just yet. That's still a possibility down the road. Like, I want to do something like that.
Oh no, this first season was intended to be like a pilot season. Like, it turned into something a little bit bigger, I think, or it just turned out a little better than we thought. But this was supposed to be just a trial run this first season.
Well, and like,
I think it turned out better than a trial run. But
well, I mean, like the whole RV thing, that's an ambitious idea, which we gotta build up to, which I totally want to build up to. So, like, you gotta start with like, every journey starts with 1 foot, like the first foot, the first step, and that's what
we priced it out. We priced it out, and it was $250,000 to do it that way, and we did this first season for $5,000. So
yeah.
Like one step at a time, but sometimes you got to jump.
The next season, well, I think a little bit more, but just because, like I said, we gotta pay Gary something. Gary.
Yeah, he's our biggest expense.
Yeah, like that's everything. It's just paying him for his time, because look, he's not on the road with us. He's not experiencing this. He gets to witness us experience it, 1,000 times over as he edits it. Like,
yeah, but he's got to deal with like codecs and coding and color correcting and edits and file transfers and
literally watching the same clip of us saying the same stupid jokes 100 times over to cut it just right. Just like by the end of it, I'm surprised he still likes me. Yeah.
It's amazing that he did everything he did, but
yeah,
it worked out well, and I think it's gonna do well in the long run. Like, anyone listening to this right now, obviously, if they're still listening, they were into the show, or they're gonna finish listening to this podcast and go to YouTube and look up hopping and watch all the episodes, because it turned out well.
Yeah, I'm still telling people about it. Like, as I get back to work, it's just like, boom, here's a new audience to like tap into. every time I meet somebbe. I mean, I'm not like out there just constantly pitching it out because that gets annoying. Like when, because like people find out that I'm in the film industry. Oh, hey, I have this awesome script. Dude, I don't care. That's not what I do. I do location management. But it's just kind of like, if they're into breweries and like craft beer, oh, hey, check this out. Just check out what I did with my buddy, that I've known for 25 years now? A quarter century?
25 years. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, it has been 25 years since I know you.
That's
a quarter century.
Yeah.
It's insanity, dude. 4th grade.
Yeah. Dude, you look horrible for 25 years.
I know. Just got to keep drinking beer, getting younger. It's the fountain of youth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed you finished your beer.
Yeah.
I, too, am close to being done with my beer.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I'm just... Because I have the other can there of the other beer, but I'm going to go get a cool one that's like... So, give me a moment here if you want to keep talking.
I'll talk to the people. I open my beer. So, yeah, Nick's sitting in his Astoria, Queens apartment. I'm in Mississippi here. Yep. But he's sitting on the couch I was sleeping on for a few days while I was in town. That was back in May, and then I drove my... ooh, it's a good sound. Drove my little brother's car to my sister. She bought
Loop
it.
Brewing with the Fantastic Voyage. I got it just because of the can, or the slogan on the beer can.
What does it say?
Well, it's just
Fantastic Voyage. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like the car with the rainbow flying behind it.
Yeah. You got a 4-pack of those cans?
Yeah.
Nice.
Of course I did.
Both of those? The Sloop and the other one?
Nice. Absolutely.
Dude, Mississippi is rough, man. Mississippi's rough. A buddy of mine opened up a brewery. So I checked that out for the first time. It's where I was going to do the premier hopping, at least down here. But he hadn't opened yet. Because he was trying to open in the middle of COVID. It's piss poor timing to open a brewery. Not his fault, but the result. But they're finally open, so I got to go over there. Nice. But the one I'm drinking now is probably one of the better breweries in Mississippi. But his is called Craft Advisory. It's in Ocean Springs. Food is awesome. Like, it's a good spot to check out.
And is he doing all right? Like, just opening up and all that?
He seemed a little bit, I don't know if nervous is the right word, but tentative. Just like, he seemed confident, but like things weren't going as well as they should yet. But
well, I mean,
like,
of course.
He had a grip on it, you know?
I mean, like, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's tricky. I mean, Mississippi's like pretty lax. I guess a day before I got here, someone with some sway said something like, we're over this. You know, like that, we don't give a shit about masks. It's like a governor or a mayor or somebody was just like, done, normal stuff again. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, this whole bipartisanship thing with, like, it's just... But that's all politics, and I don't want to get in politics with, like, this type of thing. Like, it's...
Oh, I don't know what the politics are. I'm just saying that, like, I mean, I guess it would be a politician, but somebody just, like, announced or denounced whatever regulations had existed prior.
Right.
So right now, like, everywhere in Biloxi that I've gone to, with the exception of the big casino, there's not really mask signs anymore. So hopefully that's helping his brewery out a little bit.
But
I don't know.
To anybody listening to this, wear a mask, social distance. Like, let's get this over with and get it done with. You know, it's going to take some time, but we all have to commit. I feel like, it's just, but in this medium here, I want to move on off of this topic, but have you, but all the breweries that we went to in season 1, I feel like they've been doing very well. I feel like they've been able to, like, either reopen or at least maintain business while social distancing. So
kind of a cool footnote is that a a lot of those breweries opened upon their episode airing. Remember that? Like, so we filmed at Able Baker in Vegas first.
Oh,
and then
like after like quarantine or
yeah, and then shit shut down, and then our stuff edited. And when did the Able Baker episode come out? It was like May 20th or May 18th or
and they
whatever
were
that Tuesday was in that mid-May. Or
they
14th.
were opening like because I remember talking to Menos, the owner, who awesome dude. Yeah, they were opening up like reopening like what the week later.
I think they opened like a day before our episode came out.
Something like that. It was like, yeah.
And then Dark Sky and Mother Road opened like a day before their episode came out. And that trend, like, of the 11 official breweries that we went to, like 4 or 5 of them all opened within like a week plus or minus of their episode coming out. It was crazy timing.
Dude, like I've like the more you like, because I didn't know about that, but like it's just like, oh my god, like the timing of this whole thing was just so perfect. Like,
yeah, it was incredible.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward. I have not been back to any of those breweries since we filmed, because I haven't been back to California or Arizona.
I mean, like, so you know, I recently created my created my Instagram account. You know, if anybody cares, it's like what, beer_me_gingerly. You know, beer me gingerly.
Oh, beer me gingerly with underscores instead of spaces.
Yeah. Well, because you can't put spaces, right? I don't know, but
beer me gingerly.
But so I follow every. I think I tried to start following all the breweries we went to, but I guess
of course
Device or the Sacramento ones, I guess I missed. I need to follow them, but
Burning. I think they're all on Instagram. I think ones like Burning Barrel, Don't Mess with Facebook. I think they're all on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why, but like those are the only two that I haven't seen any updates on. So I'm like, I hope Device and Burning Barrel are all right during this time.
Yeah, so they've all been different. Like, and one of the crazy thing is like a lot of the places we went to, or in most of them, almost all of them, except for Able Baker in Arizona and California, and those have been like the most restricted. Like California and Arizona opened up and then shut down again, and a lot of it, and then open up again. But a lot of the opening up again had to deal with if you had food, and if the food was a certain percentage of your sales. It's craziness.
Yeah.
So I know Modern Times like shut down again, and some were doing like curbside only or to go only or something like that.
Which, you know, it's all right as long as they keep up sales and can, you know, maintain business. But yeah, like Device and Burning Barrel are the only ones I haven't been seeing updates on. So I was a little concerned, but I'm just happy to see that like everybody else is actually doing well, if not thriving.
Yeah. I think it was Renhouse that decided, even when Arizona was like, all right, you can open again, they're like, nah, we're good. And they kept doing to-go sales, and as far as I could tell, gangbusters, you know? Maybe there's rose-colored in their social media, but it seemed authentic. They're just like, no, like, you can decide that it's okay for us to open, but we don't think it's cool. And everyone's buying our beer anyways.
Yeah, which, good for them. Like, that was like a good call, I would say. You know?
Yeah, because then they got shut down again, so they looked like geniuses. But,
yeah,
I was just impressed that we had 0 duds. This summer, I'm not going to name names, because it wouldn't matter anyways, but I've actually been experiencing more duds this summer than I ever have.
When you say duds, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean by duds?
I would say in the last like 10 years, since I really, really, really started getting into beer, like I go to every brewery I can, and it's pretty rare. Like I'll go to one that's like mediocre, but it's pretty rare that I go to one that's just like, like either this beer is offensive or it's just like, someone will be like, hey, can I buy you a beer? And I'm like, I think I might just go to a dive bar and drink PBR. And that's pretty rare. But I feel like this summer there's been 3 or 4, which is a lot.
I'm just trying to imagine you going to a brewery, drinking a beer, and just be like, I'm offended to my core. You have offended me as a person. How dare you?
It's not cool. It's like you open a brewery, you took the time to open a brewery, and you don't know how to brew. I always give breweries a pass, small breweries in their first year, because I understand that when you're home brewing, you can't just scale up a brewery. You can't have equipment that's 10 times bigger and multiply all your ingredients by 10. The science doesn't add up. So I always give new breweries a pass. But if you've been open for 3 or 4 years and you have 8 beers on tap and all of them are watery or trashy or all flavored, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because in all honesty, I'm not going to name names, because in all honesty, I would not be able to name a name, because, well, I just remember having maybe a beer or two where I was just like, oh, I would never drink that. I don't remember which brewery, but there was maybe 1 or 2 where I just was like, I cannot drink this. This is undrinkable. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And like I said, I don't want to name names because I can't remember, because we had so many beers and it's been so long. And, frankly, I don't want to name names because, look, all the breweries
we went to during the first season?
Yeah.
The official ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and also,
names, but
all the breweries we went to,
we didn't go to any, bad breweries.
No. And that's the thing. It was just maybe, a fluke, where I was just and also, not only was it maybe, did I think it might have been a fluke, but it's just well, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean somebody else doesn't like it. You know?
Yeah. See, that's a difference, because I might not be a huge Pilsner fan, but I'll appreciate a Pilsner. Or maybe you have a pickle beer or something weird. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go to a brewery and they got 7 beers on tap. They've got an amber, a stout, an IPA, an Irish red, and a saison, and you try all of them, and all of them taste real similar. That's a red flag. Yeah. And they're all just lackluster, and bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've had that more and more, and I don't know if it's because breweries were so hot for a while and they're just getting funded too easy, because anyone can fund something. Anyone with a couple $100,000 or less, for a smaller brewery can fund a brewery, and they can have a nephew who's brewed 4 gallons of beer and they're like, let's do this. Anyone can make a mistake. But I feel like I've been noticing that a little bit more. I don't feel like it's a huge uptrend, but I've had some this summer.
And while you're doing it, you because you're pretty much out there scouting these places out for the next season, take note of that. Because I go to you for your expert opinion.
Oh yeah.
Who should we go to? Who should we, showcase on our production here?
Yeah, because I don't want to go to any bad breweries, period. And especially for the show, I get it could be an interesting episode, worst brewery ever, but A, that's kind of a dick move to roll them in the dirt, and B, I don't know, this is not interesting for us. It's just not okay. And luckily it's not normally the deal. I'm just saying, in my years and years, it's been pretty rare. I'd go to 1 or 2 breweries a year where I'm just real bad. And this summer there was 3 or 4. But I went to so many good ones. I went to Toppling Goliath in Iowa. I went out of my way to go to this brewery because they'd done a collaboration beer with Melvin. I don't know if you know Melvin.
Melvin's? Yeah, no, you went to Melvin. In Wyoming.
They're in Wyoming.
Right? Yeah. I haven't tasted Wyoming or tasted Melvin. I mean, I would love to taste Wyoming, but
Dude, Taste in Wyoming's the shit, especially the Northwest. Taste of Wyoming. But yeah, Melvin's like one of my favorite breweries. At times I've said it's my favorite.
Well, yeah, you did
so
that.
They did a collaboration called Vladimir Gluten, and it was an imperial stout.
Ooh.
And I was like, this beer is so good. And then I noticed, this is not just their beer. It's a collaboration with Toppling Goliath, an Iowa brewery.
Wait, and what are they called? Toppling Goliath?
Yeah, they're in Decorah, Iowa, which is a pretty small town. It's not like it's bigger than Weston or something, but it's pretty small.
Well, all of Iowa is pretty small town, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to guess, I'd say there's like 30,000 people that live there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not good with that thing. But I went there and all their beers were good. I stayed there for a couple days and it was freaking awesome. Big brewery too. Not a lot of people there.
Really? A big brewery, but not a lot of people.
Well, it's a small town. So I got a ride from a cop to the brewery. So I'd been hitchhiking like from Minneapolis. And I got like, someone dropped me off 5 miles away. I'm like, you can't take me 5 more miles? I think she was confused. She was a super nice girl, but she didn't, she thought I was going somewhere else. And I'm like, it's 5 miles away. Damn.
Well,
so I started walking, and then a cop picked me up.
Well, one thing I learned on our trip is like getting a ride from a cop is not unusual.
No, not at all.
It's a hit or miss type thing with cops. Like you can get busted, or like you can get screwed, like the cop that gave us the ride out of Phoenix, or you can get like a very beneficial ride, like that cop along the coast of California.
Oh yeah, so it was more like that. It was more like the coast guy, because he picked me up. He's like, some people have been calling because you're on here. It doesn't matter that you're on here. You can totally walk. He's like, where are you going? And yeah, it was just one of those rare times where I'm like, I'm only going 5 miles further, because usually a cop stops me and I'm like, I'm going to New York, like 3,000 miles away or something. And I'm like, and he's like, is there like a new release? Like he was familiar with Toppling Goliath, so he thought I was like in town to like, there's some new like stout being released. I'm like, is there? He's like, I don't know, is there? And I'm like,
so he was familiar with the place.
I'm like, no, I'm just like, I'm not from around here. I'm traveling across the country, and I just heard it's awesome. He's like, well, hop in. I'll give you a ride there.
Hell yeah.
So I walk in, and then one of the waitresses or bartenders, she's just like, are you the guy who just got out of the cop car? I'm like, hell yeah, it's like the new Uber. I'm cruising. She's like, that's badass. I'm like, yeah, well, I'll be trying every beer that you have here tonight. I'll take your finest booth that has an outlet. Thank you very much. It's like, all right, this way.
But you know, I was talking to somebody recently, and like that's what like I love it. Like, so it's not any secret. The first season of hopping was my first experience with hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody recently. Like I keep on like bringing it up, you know, trying to get more fans and more viewers. But you know, like the whole hitchhiking thing is everybody has this a premeditated stigma about hitchhiking. Either you're picking up an axe murderer or you're getting picked up by an axe murderer.
Right.
So it is
a lot of axe murderers.
Yeah. Everybody thinks that each other is an axe murderer. So what I learned with this, like hitchhiking for the first time, is the nicest people are picking you up. They don't. I mean, like maybe they don't.
That's the secret.
Maybe they don't care about dying by an axe murderer, but they're just the nicest people.
Yeah.
And like that's what blew me away. And I kind of forget where I was going with this.
Like I don't know, we were talking about cops and stuff, but I can run with that. Yeah, we were talking about the cops being generous, but no, you're right. Like a lot of people think that way, or at least think that people think that way, and it's a filter. Like when you're hitchhiking, you're actually filtering out the axe murderers.
Yeah.
Like you're basically only getting picked up by the best people. One of my last rides into Biloxi was a woman, not a woman, she was a girl. She was like my age. She was like pretty cool actually, in a minivan with like 5 kids. She stopped and she's just like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to Biloxi. I was an hour north. And she's like, I'll drive you to Wiggins, which is like halfway. And then I said like 2 or 3 things. I forget what I said. Like, I'm coming from Arkansas, I was in Kansas City, blah, blah. And she's like, I'll drive you all the way to Biloxi. Let me drop the kids off. So, like, went to the playground so she could, like, burn out the kids' energy and, like, drop them off at a friend's place. Like, that's who picks you up. Like, just the nicest people. Because paranoid people are paranoid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. People
who do bad things know people do bad things and are scared of you because they think you might be as bad as them. So they don't pick you up. It's just salt of the earth, good people for the most part. You know, anything happens, but I mean, like, we experience nothing but goodness throughout the show.
I feel like the best way to like find out who the best people are in the world, go hitchhike. Like, as long as you are a decent person, if you want to find other decent people, hitchhike, and then you'll find them because they'll pick you up.
Yeah, dude, you know where I am right now? I'm at the house of some guy who picked me up hitchhiking 5 years ago. Now he's one of my best friends. And I'm sitting in his shed using his Wi-Fi talking to you.
And you've been living there ever since? 5 years now?
No. But this is one of these places I can drop in anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. Well, I can literally be like laying in his bed and he comes home and he'd be stoked.
Well, because I was going to point out, like, this is the background I'm used to because this is the background that you were in while we were discussing all the editing, things for the first season of Hopping. And I do
This is where I was stuck for the initial quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah. I recognize it. It's very familiar to me. And you got the J.J. Abrams, like, light, twing going on. Yeah, with the lights in the background.
Yeah.
It's like
called
Star
a lens
Trek
flare,
here.
maybe? Is it? I don't even know.
Well, yeah.
It's called something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The light lens flare.
The light lens flare. Dude, I'm so stoked for the second season because I think obviously strategy-wise and like experience-wise we're going to do better, but also equipment-wise.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to be
because you have that drone now. That drone is like key. Like, holy crap.
I've got the drone. Like I've got the GoPro.
I've seen the shots that you have with the drone, and everything is beautiful. It's gorgeous. That
it just adds like an extra element of like establishing where we're at.
Yeah, and like it's just like we may be hitchhiking, but check out the beautiful view that we're hitchhiking in. Like I may be in like hell, looking around like a 30-pound pack with like film equipment. But at least it's beautiful outside, like.
Yeah. The other cool thing about the drone, which I didn't realize until I got it, is that, like those chalkboard shots that I would do? Like the B-roll shots of just like showing all the like beers on the chalkboard. Yeah. And I'd like pan with my camera.
Yeah.
With the drone, it's just like a perfect smooth panning thing because it's got the gimbal,
Oh, yeah. So it's super smooth instead of the shakiness that you would have in your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. So this second season, whether we do it in March or May, it's gonna be even better based on our experience and like the better equipment we have and the understanding of the equipment we have. It's just gonna be insane. Insane.
Yeah, we definitely upped our production value without relying on donors.
Oh, you break.
Like people donating money. Like we've already upped our production value. Like, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, basically all the money we're gonna need is mostly gonna be for greedy Gary.
Son of a sock. I don't know where I'm going with that. Son of a sock.
I like to get paid for my time.
Come on,
Gary.
Just drink some beer. We should just get some beer from each place, ship it to Gary, and that should be his payment.
Yeah.
Get drunk while you edited the whole thing.
Beer in the socks and
Ziplocs. Actually, if he gets drunk while he edits everything, that would be a horrible idea. That thing would be a mess.
Who knows? Maybe it'll unlock some level of Gary that we've not experienced.
Actually, I think I mentioned to you, but like at this moment in time, Gary is actually doing some scouting for us.
You said he's in North Carolina, huh?
He's in Asheville, North Carolina, with another college friend of ours, Lenny Graybush Lennox. His nickname is Graybush. You can call him that anytime that you want. He will respond. He embodies the compliment. But yeah, Gary is in Asheville doing some scouting for us, hitting up some beer breweries, seeing what they got.
Some beer breweries, huh?
Well, as opposed to
I'm waiting.
rug breweries.
Son of a sock.
I don't know. I looked around. I looked at something. I saw a rug.
All right. So Nick Noyes, 1 beer and a half without food. Starts talking about rug breweries. That's what the pandemic did to you.
And son of socks. Good. Dang it.
No, but yeah, you're right. We can do the second season for it'll probably be more expensive because we actually do have to pay him a correct amount. But
it's not we have to pay him.
Well, whatever. We're going to pay him.
I personally am insisting because you should lift your friends up.
Yeah.
You should never expect your friends to do this type of stuff for free.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool if they do, but like not twice. For us, it's a little easier because we're out there and we're having fun, and the post-production for us is
for us is like, Gary. That's it. That's it. It's Gary.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some stuff that we're doing. Let's not sell ourselves totally short.
Well,
still doing graphics and stuff, but it pales in comparison to what he's doing. It's like 1/10 at best.
Well, yeah,
1/20th as far as just like boring time. Because like we spend 3 weeks on the road working, but we're just living.
Quote,
we're just living.
Unquote. Yeah, no, like I was actually fortunate to not have work because I actually was spending a lot of time focusing on post-production, like calling up places, talking with Gary, reviewing, like we were all looking up music. Music was
yeah. And I was doing the graphics, the map stuff, that was not nothing. It seems like such an insignificant part of the show, but that was hours and hours of my time doing it. And same with you, hours and hours of time just getting someone as a logo, sending emails, like
and like the thing is, it was such a small aspect, but it improves the production value drastically.
Yeah, it's
like those little
basically
elements,
pivotal.
Those little minor elements just makes a world of difference.
Yeah. So I think the second season will probably put a little more energy into spreading the word, because this season we were just like, whatever, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who knows about it?
And we're like,
we didn't spend $1 on marketing, for example, at all.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, marketing. But like, it's just like strengths and weaknesses, where we can benefit and where we can kind of cut out, and who should handle what. I think the next season we're going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like this whole summer, it's all I was thinking about when I was going to breweries. It's just like, okay, what do you guys got?
Are you kidding me? I'm shacked up in my apartment. That's all I've been thinking about, man. I want to get back out on the road. Like, my back was killing me by the end, but like I just want to do it all over again. Like, because you kept on visiting me before, before all this, you kept on visiting me. You always had a place to crash with me, and I always envied what you did. Yeah. I got a taste of it,
and now you got a taste of it.
I want more. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I want more.
So, what is your situation like? Production to production. Obviously, when you start a production, you're committed to it. You can't back out without being a dick, I assume. Maybe you can.
That's exactly, you can't back out without being a dick.
Okay, yeah, I assumed.
Yeah.
So, and each production lasts how long? A month, 3 months?
It depends. A movie could last 3 months. A TV series could last up to 10.
10 months?
Yeah. But
what are you involved in now? A movie?
Like a limited TV series. It will come out on Stars. Right now it's called Run the World. And as of right now, we are scheduled to run up to like the holiday season. So right now it's October 10th. So we're scheduled to run to the holiday season. So not terribly long.
What? I just realized it's 10/10/2020. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Actually, I didn't realize that either. So nice.
There you go. Take that for what it's worth. So you're gonna film until
like around the holiday season.
Yeah.
So it's not a terribly long show. It's going to eventually come out on Stars, like it is called Run the World. And then at that point, it's the slow season for us. But the luxury that I have with this industry is I can set my own standards, pretty much, or my own schedule. So if we are able, like as we play it by ear, if we're like, okay, the spring season or the summer season, let's do the second season of hopping. I can be like, look, as I start a new job, like, look, here's the thing. I've got this side thing that I'm doing, which I really want to make my main project. But
that's how you present it to your boss or whatever you're talking about. Yeah.
And, it's just like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to take a couple months off. If you want to hire somebody else who can see the project all the way through to the end, cool. Like I can day play. That's what we call. Like I can pick up day-to-day work.
So logistics wise, are you able to sort of guess, like, so this project's going to be over before Christmas that you're doing, and then you'll probably have to pick up, I'm guessing, a second project that'll start up in January or whatever. So you try to like find one that's only going to last a couple months, or are you just going to take what you can get and then go from there?
Well,
do you know?
Well, so like picking up work in January would probably be day-to-day work. So anything that's kind of
nice.
Yeah, anything that's going in January to February is already running. It's probably like, things like Law and Order, SVU. They've been running since probably like, this time, and they will continue all the way till May or June or something like that. So it would just be like picking up day-to-day work when they're extra busy. Things don't necessarily pick up in the film industry within New York until February, March, when it starts getting warmer out.
Okay.
So that's when the busy season starts. But when if I hop on a job and we know that we're going to start filming second season of hopping in the, central north, in like May, I'd be like, look, you want me on your team, but here's the thing. At this time, I got my own project. Or I don't even have to mention I have my own project. It was just like, look, I've got an already like a premeditated thing that I'm doing. So I gotta take this time off. If you want somebody else, take somebody else. If you can survive with me for that long, great, let's do it.
Cool. So that's a nice luxury to have.
It is a luxury. It is like, can be like a crutch at times. It depends on how you work it.
Exactly. Yeah. So. But either way, it feels like we're going to be good to go.
I hope so, yeah.
Oh, by the way, is Gary still working on this stuff he said he was going to be working on? Like, it was totally his idea, so I haven't thought about it until now. He said he was going to make like an individual video about, for everyone listening, like if you watch the show, you know that we did this like mobile fermentation thing where we brewed this beer in Phoenix, 5 gallons, then we had a half gallon in a growler that we traveled with. He said he was going to make like a video just highlighting that. And he said he was going to get it done in August. But it was his idea, so I haven't even thought about it. Have you talked to him, or is he still planning on doing that?
I have talked to him, but that didn't come up. I totally forgot about that. Because he was in Asheville with our buddy Graybush.
I wish we could like plug him in right now. Be like, incoming call.
Well, the funny thing is that gray bush. He grew out a beard, and his beard is starting to gray. So now his drapes are matching the carpet. But
jeez.
I know I'm a horrible person, but I love nicknames, and that's what I run with. But Gary flew out to North Carolina to work on a teaser for one of Lenny's scripts that he wrote.
Yeah.
So they worked on a teaser. So I think Gary might have been distracted with that for the time being.
Okay.
I can always follow up with Gary and just double check, see what the status is on that growler.
Well, I guess
thing.
Yeah. I guess we can lightly tease people that there is a chance that Gary's been working on this like bonus footage video.
No
Because
pressure,
if you watch
Gary.
the whole season, you know about the growler. If not, watch the season.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. What did Gary say? He used like 3% of all the footage we took.
Yeah.
The 8 20-minute episodes that we did, 8 20-minute episodes is like 3%. Or something stupid. Less than 10% of all the footage that we took.
That's how much footage I like. Not like I was going to say I captured, but you also captured quite a bit with your phone, you know. But like, yeah, that's how much footage we captured, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of like plot points and story stuff that like we sort of mentioned a lot of it in that finale episode. That finale episode is awesome. That turned out so good. The season finale.
My personal favorite is still episode 2, like New Year's in Flagstaff.
That one's pretty good.
I still get super pumped up with that like rock music at like during the credit sequence.
Yeah, I like episode 2. I also like the Barrel House episode, which is like what, episode 5 or 6.
Yeah,
that one's pretty good.
6 because then 7 we go to Sacramento. Yeah, so it'll be episode 6.
Episode 6.
Yeah, yeah. Barrel House. Yeah, oh god. And then like we're oh shoot, what's their names?
Whose names?
We crashed at their place. I hope they're doing all right because they're the fires in California.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they're fine. I hope so. I probably would have heard if something was different.
I would feel terrible. I'm we're friends with them on Facebook, so I'm going to bring them up because we need to give them a special shout out.
Yeah, Buddy kept reminding me of Leonardo DiCaprio playing fucking blow. I'd never even heard of blow darts until partying with them, drinking straws and mushrooms.
Well, okay.
That wasn't in the episode.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring that stuff up, but you brought it up, so
oh,
cool.
Sometimes you drink a straw full of mushroom juice. Thank you, Salt Lake City.
Well,
yeah. That episode, that was one of my personal favorites. That was a good one. That one turned out pretty well too.
Because that really emphasized on the struggles that we had with hitchhiking everywhere.
Kind of. It's also the only episode we got a ride from a truck together, which was cool.
Yeah, that big rig.
I like that you just hitchhiked with me for like 3 weeks, and we got some of the classic rides as far as like the back of a pickup truck in an actual truck, like people who everything. We almost went sledding with dude.
I'm still really disappointed about that.
Yeah, I thought we might have gone sledding there in Flagstaff, but yeah. We also went to a few breweries that didn't even make it to the show. I don't know if people know about that.
Oh yeah, Belching Beaver,
Little Miss.
Wait, hold on. What's your friend's name that we saw in Paso Robles?
Ray? Yeah, Ray King. Ray King. That was part of that episode too. That was just like, I think we captured it in the episode a little bit, and then we probably captured it in the season finale a little bit more, but that was the most travel magic moment of the whole series. Where it's just like, what the hell? We showed up here and this guy was randomly here that I met hitchhiking years ago. Pretty intense.
So, hold on. The special shout out that we need to do, and I feel terrible, completely terrible that we totally forgot their names. But Carly and Dylan. They are the couple that we crashed at their place. they were phenomenal for letting us like, the blow darts and letting us crash at their place. Like,
oh, just being awesome.
Yeah. Like, I will never forget that. Yeah, we got the big rig ride. It was like, he was a lifesaver.
He dropped us off at the brewery, and had he not done that, we would have been 5 miles away, and they would have been closed by the time we got there.
Exactly.
We would have camped and had to like wait until noon when they woke up they opened the next day or something.
Which wouldn't necessarily be terrible.
No, it wouldn't have been terrible, but it was much better the way it worked out.
Yeah, it made it for better cinematic view.
Yeah, but to get there and then just like this dude that I know that I met who picked me up hitchhiking years ago happened to be there, and then he knew this guy worked at the Cydery with his badass girlfriend who took us up to their fucking winery farm kind of place and played blow darts all day.
That was your previous experience. That was not what we experienced with Ray at the time. Just making sure people know.
No. I brought it back to that. Like he's the one who introduced us to Dylan and Carly.
Yeah. Well, I just want people to know, or like that your previous experience with Ray was not our experience with Ray.
Yeah, but the fact that he was there that night and recognized me was absolutely insane. Well, insane.
And I unintentionally got that moment, or not the moment of initial recognition, but like I got you guys conversing on camera. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting B-roll.
So crazy. Yeah. That's what I was doing too. I was getting B-roll of the outside of that waterfall, and it's just like, Kenny, is that you? Oh, man.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's like you have this network. I tell people, you have this network of people because you've been doing this for so long. No matter where you go, you got a place to crash. It's
especially in this country.
Yeah.
It's great. This country, it's hard for me to go more than a few hundred miles without being pretty close to someone that I know and have some history with.
Son of a biscuit.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it for sure. I'm kind of like stuck in the United States a little bit. Like a lot of countries still aren't letting us U.S. passport holders in. So that's why I spent so much time this summer in the North, because I'm like, if I'm going to be stuck in the United States, it's such a beautiful big country. Stuck is probably not the right word. But if I'm like limited to being here,
well,
I was like, let me go to all these northern states until they get cold as hell.
I look at you as a person who's a citizen of the world. And I just said that, and at saying citizen, I'm realizing how intoxicated I am at the moment. But
fair.
But I look at you as one of those people who is a citizen of the world, and being stuck in the U.S., I would take as an appropriate term. Like, you are a bird. Let your wings fly, brother.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do like about the United States, is it's huge. It is really big.
True.
And I've given this little anecdote to people before, but if you go on Google Maps and you look for driving directions from Edinburgh, Scotland to Istanbul, Turkey, it is further to drive from Seattle to Miami by hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a little anecdote, but it shows how big the United States is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And obviously it's not as diverse. Like, you're not changing languages. You are changing dialects a little bit. But,
yeah.
But it's that big.
It's soda and not pop, for the record.
What's that?
It's soda and not pop.
Oh, yeah. Soda pop. And some people just say Coke, which I think is the dumbest.
I
think it's
soda
Alabama.
Pop.
They just say, you want a Coke? And they're like, what kind of Coke do you want? Be like,
it's
I'll have
soda.
a Sprite.
It's soda through and through. I refuse to accept anything different. It's soda. God damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what I say? Is that I'll have a beer. Let's settle this. Would you like a pop? Yeah. I'll have a beer.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you very much.
The dumbest one, and I think it's Alabama, is they say Coke. And they say, and Coke means like everything.
Yeah.
You're like, you want a Coke? What kind of Coke do you want? Be like, orange soda, please. Okay.
Orange Coke.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. No, I know. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's goofy. But yeah, no, this country is huge, and that's why, of all the places I could have been, did I tell you how I almost wound up in Panama, and I could still be in Panama right now?
No.
And about my friend in Vietnam?
What?
Dude, back in early-ish March, when things were starting to get weird, and like Corona was hitting the news, and then San Francisco's like, we might shut down, and Rudy Gobert and the NBA is like touching microphones, and the NBA is like talking about shutting down. Remember like the early days of this thing?
Yeah. And then he
so
tests positive. The guy tests positive, right?
Yeah. So, but my point is like this was the early days of this, and I was looking at plane tickets, and I was here in Mississippi, and I was only supposed to be here for a couple weeks maybe. And there's a plane ticket from New Orleans to Panama City near Costa Rica, Panama, for $40, $39. So I was like, I want to fly there.
Yeah, that's right up your alley.
But I was working on this backpack, and I'm like, let me just finish this. And had I bought the plane ticket and flown away, I think I'd still be there. I'm not sure if they're letting people in or out. And to drive that point home, I had a friend, and she like stopped drinking for a year. I think she had like a weird breakup. I'm not sure, but she like wanted to go on a trip to Vietnam for like 2 weeks, just by herself, no dudes. 2-week trip to Vietnam, clear her head,
no
big
dudes.
trip. She's a Florida girl, She's still there. She left in March for a 2-week trip, and they wouldn't let her leave. Eventually, she was just depressed in her hotel room, opposite of what she was trying to achieve. And eventually, she just bought an apartment. And she's like, I live in Vietnam now. Fuck. Like, they wouldn't let her go.
Dude, that's the time to move to Vietnam.
She's like, I live in Vietnam. And that almost happened to
awesome.
me. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was going to be stuck in any country for, like, a year, like, basically now, United States, best choice, for sure. Where else would you be? For a whole year. Like, it's so big. United States is so big. So even just geographically, it's like...
Is that like a real question? Like, do you want me to really answer that?
I don't know if you could. I mean, why would you answer other than the United States? For a year? And you're a bird? Like me? Like flying around? I mean, you've just been in New York City. Beer-wise, you're screwed. Look at you vomiting at the thought of being in Germany. I can hear you. There's no other country.
Oh, yeah, you hear me, but wait till you get the audio from my Zoom. You will really hear all the sound effects.
Nowhere comes close. I'm trying to think of any other country that comes close. I mean, for someone like me to be stuck in for a year.
I mean, chances are I would join our Aussie friends that we met in Flagstaff down in Aussieland.
You're close. Australia is close. It's big, but it's not diverse. Because 90% of the people live within 30 minutes of the coast for a reason. Because that whole center, it's as big as the United States. Yeah. The whole center is just red dirt.
Yeah. So?
And like nothing.
All right. Cool. I dig it. I'll dig all of it. I'll dig all of that red sand.
Yeah. If you're just smacking keys on a computer or you're just like flipping pages of a book, who cares where you're at? But like if you're someone like me, like if you want to move around and experience different things for a year,
you know what? I would probably
pretty sure the United States is the best place to be.
Well,
maybe someone in Russia or China could talk me out of it, but
maybe
I don't know.
Iceland. Or not Iceland, Greenland. I would go to Greenland. If I had to choose, if I were to be stranded in a place during this whole thing,
yeah,
I would probably choose Greenland. I don't know why.
Why?
I have no idea why.
Well, there's a reason you don't have any idea why, because that's a dumb idea.
But that's just like my gut feeling is just Greenland. Just
man, next season that we do of hopping and you're like, I got a gut feeling we should do this, I'll be like, remember Greenland? Remember that Greenland take that you had? We should not do this.
Exactly. We should do what my gut says.
Dude, a full year is a long time.
And
the only other places I would even think about would be China, Russia, or Brazil. That's it.
And you know what? I have to go with my gut right now, and I gotta go break the seal. So, if you want to keep talking for like a minute, don't worry. It's going to be like a spray, and then I'll be done. I'll be right back.
Spray? You should get that checked out, bud.
I was told that was normal.
Oh, it's normal. It's the new normal.
I mean, like, yeah, any physical ailment, is cleared as long as you don't have COVID.
All right, spray away.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right.
All right.
Keep the audience entertained.
Oh, I will.
And
So
just
Nick
like
is
you,
spraying away.
just
I'll
so you know,
elaborate on
I
this
am.
thought. Oh wait, he's still here.
I still have my lav on, so it might still transfer. So you might be hearing everything I'm doing in the bathroom.
But you can't hear me, can you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
This will be
I
a
guess
good
we're
test.
gonna hear Nick P here, unless I edit it out, but that would require extra effort. But I'll elaborate on this country thought. I've really been thinking about this a lot, and
Oh, I really hope you hear this, Kenny. I can hear you
I think it's
upstairs.
100% true. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of countries I'd much rather be in for a month. Like he was like, oh, you just have to be here for a month. New Zealand. 2 or 3 months. New Zealand. Places I haven't been to. I'd be like, yeah, send me to Panama for a month. Send me to Argentina or Chile for 2 or 3 months. But a whole year, not knowing anyone, even if you knew someone, it's just it's almost no contest. There's a few things you can say there, like the United States, like beer, for example. Like if you had to choose one country to drink beer in for the rest of your life, you'd be a fool to choose anything but the United States. It's one of the few things the United States has going for it. A few things. I guess a few things. I don't know why I'm insulting the United States now at the same time as I'm complimenting it.
That was
Best beer country in the world by a landslide.
Yes.
And best country to be in for a year by a landslide. Unless you have like personal relationships that make it different.
I will remember that for
when
years.
It's this big, this many options. You got mountains. You got basically 3 coasts. You got Nick Noyes coming back from New York City. I could hear him vomiting in the bathroom. Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah, you may say you heard me vomiting, but chances are, once you get this audio, if it translates to the Zoom that I have going, you're going to hear a lot more than that.
That is disgusting.
Well, that's for your ears to hear.
All right, I'm gonna have to filter through all this stuff at some point.
Yep.
Tonight or tomorrow.
Yep. Sucks to be you.
It's all right. I'll deal with it. I was recording audio in a few places. One already failed, so hopefully this other one continues.
But so back to business, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything we should discuss about the upcoming seasons of hopping for our fans?
I think we're coming close to covering it. I mean, basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea is to film at the earliest March, at the latest May or June, all pending bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like
anything that happens.
And we have like pretty much the entire continental U.S. mapped out. Wait. I wanted to go to Canada, but so what's the deal with Canada? What is the deal with Canada and you?
But I can't go there until I get a pardon from the Queen, legally.
What the hell did you do that's interfering with hopping?
Well, I mean, maybe this will be a Kickstarter. Raise the $2,000 or $7,000 I need to get this pardon.
Should this be a cliffhanger? Should we leave this as a cliffhanger right now?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't even know what I need. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know it involves a pardon from the Queen.
So right now, we cannot go to Canada to film hopping because Kenny, apparently, Sir Kensworth, as I don't know if I really said it in a public domain. I'd like to call you Sir Kensworth.
It's my legal name.
Oh, okay.
So I don't use it often.
But yeah, so you cannot go to Canada legally, and you need a pardon from the Queen of England.
Yeah.
So, cliffhanger,
story.
people, we will eventually get to the bottom of this story eventually. But so we have established essentially a dream route of pretty much all of North America.
Yeah.
I've started accumulating a list of possible collaborations with people that we want to do, like, travel with. I forget what her name is, but the girl with the beer or something like that.
Oh, the Instagram girl. We don't know her though, but
No, we don't know her.
Maybe
but
we could get in touch, and
yeah,
I mean, she'd be
hey,
dumb or busy to not want to do it.
I'm sure if we can boost her numbers, she would totally be down to helping us out, right?
I mean, who wouldn't want to go drink a bunch of beer? Yeah.
I'm not seeing any hands up, so.
Yeah, so it just depends, like, what we do this next season. We got some time. We're sitting in October, November, December, January, February. We got, like, 4 months at least to think about this, because we're obviously going to need to raise money, somewhere between, what, $10,000 and $20,000 at the most, I would guess, if we do it the way we did it already.
No, I don't even think that much. I think it's between 5 and 10. I got a review. Like, don't take my word as law. I got to review what our established estimates are, but I don't think it's 10 and 20,000. Like, no, I don't think it's that much.
Well, it's basically just paying for Gary and then, like, a couple cables and stuff. Like, we got all the equipment that we need, and then it's just travel expenses for you if you need it. And
well, I mean, like, the travel expense is just my flight to and from, but I don't think people understand. Like, I want to make sure people understand. Like, we really want to try to keep things to the minimal amount of expenditures as possible. Like, we literally want to just hitchhike from place to place. The expenditures, predominantly, what I want it to be is for my friend Gary and his work that he does as a professional. Like, he does this for a living. And
that's the primary expense this time around.
Exactly. Like, it should have been.
I was just bringing it up because you brought up the Instagram girl, and the Instagram girl or any other people involves not so much hitchhiking, but maybe leaning more towards the RV route. And once we start going that route, whether it's a car or an RV, then we're talking about gas, insurance, probably extra cameraman, stuff like that.
Well, and that's when we actually, like, start having some kind of budget, hopefully down the road. But, like, in our just adventures, just hitchhiking place to place, we really just want to keep it as, like, the budget to a minimal as possible. Like, we it's just, hitchhiking essentially. Like, we just really just want to hitchhike. So the budget is just really for Gary, who just does this for a living, and he's stuck in his apartment editing everything, doing what he does normally. This is the way he makes a living. And, like, the rest of the budget would just be, I guess, essentially, well, a little bit for technical stuff that we need on the road, but then a little bit of food and sustenance for us.
Yeah.
And then the rare occasion, which I want to make a rarer, the R at the end, occasion of a hotel room. In the rare
which should be
in those occasions where it may rain.
Potentially never,
It may be never. It may be like the first night, the very first night, where the couch surfing host just was MIA, and I was spooked, and I'm just like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I need to sleep. Hotel room.
Yeah, we can do it pretty cheap. It just depends what we're doing. But if we do it like the first season, then we're not paying for anything but Gary and a couple adapters. I don't know. Even if we need that, I think we got everything we need.
Exactly. Yeah, we have like 90% of everything that we need. And you have that drone too.
Plane ticket or whatever.
Huge. I'm super stoked about that drone.
Dude, yeah, it opens up a lot of opportunities footage wise. It's pretty fun.
Wait,
I've used it for camping, dude.
Yeah.
I've used it to like send out and find stealth camping spots. Like I've looked out on rivers and like found little islands, and when I bring the drone down, I'm like, oh, I can skip across those rocks. Is this knee high? I can walk across that river knee high.
And
Have this island to myself.
So who gifted you that? Like, you gotta give that person a shout out. Who gifted you that?
Oh, it was a bunch of people. It was a collaborative effort.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's super awesome, super handy.
Yeah.
I love the idea of having that drone.
Yeah. Oh, it's been fun. It takes. I mean, you've seen it. The video's solid.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like I might need to like maybe invest in a new camera because the video footage on that is so good.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically, it's better than the camera we have. The Sony that you have only takes up to 1080 or something, right? It's not a 4K camera.
Well,
at all.
However, if people watch the episodes, if they watch episode 6 when we went to Best Robles,
yeah,
they will see the contrast of the footage I got versus the footage that you got on your phone. Yeah. Because when that big rig drops us off,
yeah,
there's a shot of you with your phone, getting ready with my equipment, and the big rig in the back, and it's all it's all grainy because the ISO is bumped up. And then Gary cuts to a footage of me with the camera, and it's a lot smoother and a lot more cinematic. And I'm like, that is why I picked that camera. You get that. You get that huge contrast.
Well, that's the thing. Different cameras are better for different things.
Exactly.
You know, that's why it's nice to have like an array. Like the GoPro is going to be better than the Sony for things. The phone's going to be better than the GoPro for things. The Sony's going to be better than this. The drone's going to be better. The more options that we have, as long as we're not weighing ourselves down too much.
Exactly.
Still focusing on the beer and the travel. We're happy days.
Focus on the beer.
Beer.
Oh, we're both running low there.
I got one more beer in the sleeping bag, but we can wrap this up pretty soon.
I've got 6 more beers in the fridge.
Yeah, there we go. Well, crack open one more beer and go from there. I'm fucking stoked.
I mean, are you trying to keep this whole thing on a time limit? Because we're like an hour and a half now or something like that? I don't know. I've not been keeping track.
Yeah, an hour and a half, like...
I've been having a good time. Like, that's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. We're wrapping down a little bit. We've covered a lot of stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I took some notes, but only 3. Well, my notes said... You want to hear my notes for this episode?
Absolutely.
What you been up to, back to work, ? Note number 1 of 3. Note number 2, any good beers lately? Note number 3, and the final note, season 2? That's it.
Well, and that's the thing, though. Like, you may take notes about your podcast, but when good friends get together, conversations just flow.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like, you and I talk, but like you have your notes to like point out, and I know that we are trying to like address certain things, but like it just flows. Like I try to bring it, you try to bring it back to a certain topic, we venture off, and I'll try to bring it back to a certain topic, and then we venture off, and it's just yada yada yada.
Yeah, I think we covered most of the stuff that people really care about. So people listen to us now are just like, Kenny and Nick, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for talking about people like stuff that people don't care about.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
That's why I talk about most of the time is just stuff that people don't care about, and people always tune out when I talk. So I'm used to it.
Classic Ginger.
Classic Noyes. Fuck you. Don't bring the ginger race into my discrepancies, okay?
Hey, don't bring this witch trial to me. Noise.
I will. No, I don't want to make. I don't want to make necessarily the jokes because people are up in arms about anything and everything.
Are they? Are the people who've listened to an hour and a half about hopping with a ginger and a hobo, are they up in arms?
Maybe.
I hope they are. I hope they're up in arms with beer. I hope they got cases of beer. You know the problem is? It's hard to buy a good case of beer. How about that?
Is it?
What is the best 30-pack of beer anywhere in the country you can buy? Maybe this is a better question for me.
Probably, yeah, it probably is. But my guess would be at the distributor. Or
let me. What is the best 12-pack of beer anywhere in the country you can buy?
Well,
I think I know the answer.
That's a matter of opinion, man. Like, I feel like the dude right now. I feel like the dude. Like, that's just a matter of your opinion, dude.
Dude, 12-pack of beer? Because how many beers are made in 12-packs? Not many. You can't get a 12-pack of Worldwide Stout from Dogfish Head. You can't get a 12-pack of anything from Dark Sky.
Yeah,
Not a single
that's
thing
more
from
of a
Dark
question
Sky.
for you. Because I would have just said, like, just grab a 12-pack, whatever. Or, like, grab a 6-pack of this and a 6-pack of that.
Embarrassment. You just grab a 12-pack of whatever.
Okay, what? Okay,
I thought I knew you.
Mr. Expert. What would you say? What is your opinion?
Sierra Nevada Torpedo IPA. There's not many great beers that people make 12-packs of. It's just true.
No.
Yingling, you know?
Yeah, no, like you are completely honest. Whenever I look at see a beer, it's either 4-packs, 6-packs,
Singles.
24-packs.
The best beers are singles. 24-packs is almost always garbage.
Yeah.
Almost
always. Keystone Light. Boom. Beer pong shit.
No. 24-pack? I don't even know if you can get a 24-pack of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Yingling? And Yingling is like, you're reaching. You're just like, oh, I like you guys. I'm hanging out. I'll drink.
Hold on. Don't bash Yinglings too much, because I actually do.
I'm not bashing Yingling. I'm putting Yingling up in the heavens of 24-pack distributors.
Okay. Good.
I mean, anyone listening to this podcast, I dare you to do it. If you're listening right now and you know we're on Facebook, hopping, anywhere, YouTube, send us. What is better than like Yingling or Sierra Nevada for a 24-pack?
Yeah.
Who's making 24-packs of like awesome beer? No, because 24-packs are drinkable, light-ish beers.
So, Kenny, let me ask you this question. And I'll let you answer as I get my next beer.
I'm going to let you finish.
But
I already have my beer here. It's called Science.
Yeah, you
came
equipped. Like my fridge is like just 10 steps away, but
10 steps away.
I know.
I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
It's like I'm running a marathon here. But while you answer this question, I'll be able to grab my next beer.
Okay.
But so, what would you say is the best mass distributed beer of the North American continent, or
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale? It's not even close.
But why would you say that? Like,
what I'll explain it during your steps away. But that was the easiest question I've heard. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's the only mass distributed beer that's worth a damn. But that said, I will name some notables that other people might try to throw into an argument, and I could debate all of them. Lagunitas, IPA, Sam Adams, Lager.
I have a friend who works for Lagunitas.
You never did what?
I have a friend who works for Lagunitas.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out, but
yeah. No, I mean, think about it. Think about going to like the most garbage gas station you can go to, and there's always Bud Light, Miller, whatever, White Claw.
Miller, Keystone, and Coors are like the garbage of all beers.
Yeah, but what else do you see? All you see that's worth actually buying is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, hands down. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, you can get in Berlin.
That's why I'm asking you, what is your opinion of the best distributed beer. I've been drinking quite a bit.
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Like it. Okay. Yeah, I've always been a Sierra
easy.
Nevada person.
Yeah.
If there's like any like, I don't want to say garbage beer because I don't consider Sierra Nevada a garbage beer.
Oh, hell no. No, it's a good beer.
But
it's one of the only ones that you're going to find
everywhere.
massively distributed or at a gas station, like sitting for whatever reason. You'll see like Voodoo Ranger nowadays, but like, and White Claw.
Oh, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you.
Nah, it's without question. I'm really trying to rack my brain if there's some other garbage out there. It depends what part of the country you're in. You might see some other stuff that's like, because I'm talking like you go to like some dinky gas station, some unnamed gas station. It's not a Shell, it's not a Mobil. They're definitely going to have their Bud Light and their White Claw, maybe White Claw.
Ugh.
I know. Yeah, not fun.
Look,
but Sierra Nevada is the only thing that comes close.
Here's the thing is, this past summer, I had my first White Claw.
Sorry.
Like, totally drank it like water. Like, I did not think anything of it. I did get, there was a moment where I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking drunk. Did I enjoy the experience? No. Hell no. White Claw? Fuck that. No. But did I get drunk off of it? Yeah. Absolutely.
Did you what with it?
Did I get drunk with it? Yes.
They're 5% bombers, yeah.
Yeah. But, like,
they're 5%.
I don't want to drink White Claw. Like, if I drink a beer, I want to enjoy the fucking beer.
Yeah, like, when I drink White Claw, I feel like it's like flavored water with less substance.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it gets you drunk. Like, it's a fucking weird thing. I don't like it.
Yeah, no. I don't think anyone really does, unless you just, like, don't like life. Some people don't like life.
What I prefer is this LIC beer project, Cannon's Imperial IPA, or this Sloop Brewing Fantastic Voyage IPA.
All right. Well, now I need to pee. After you talking about goddamn White Claw, I need to like de-microphone right now too.
Oh, you got a lot of system going too, huh?
So you need to hold this podcast
well,
for about
absolutely,
a minute, or maybe a minute and a half, because I gotta go far.
Oh,
Keep talking.
Is the fart like a solid fart? I'm going to take it as a yes. But yeah, I'm enjoying these beers that I got. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say to the people here, but I hope everybody is safe. You know, I hope everybody is keeping safe, you know, keeping warm and dry with everything that's going on. You know, there's a lot that's going on with our country. But I just want to make sure that everybody is keeping track, not of just their own well-being, but the well-being of their neighbors, their friends, the people that they haven't really necessarily talked to in a while, but are in the back of their minds. You know, reach out to those people. Reach out to those people that you haven't talked to in a while, because even while you haven't talked to them in a while, but they're still in your minds, chances are you're in their minds as well. We're all in this together. It's a community project. So I would say just reach out. You know, get in touch with that person. Because chances are they would be happy to hear from you. They'll be happy to hear from you. And it could be a great morale boost. A lot is going on. We're in this together. Oh, politics aside, it's like the natural disasters and financial ruin. And we got Kenny coming back. So that was a real moment.
Coming back. So, let me get my headphones on.
It was a real moment.
All right. Did you hold your own while I was gone?
I feel like I did. All
right, sweet.
I feel like I had like a real moment, real talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's doing better for hearing your monologue.
Yeah, I feel like people are a lot more drunk at this point.
Good. I ran in. Everyone's like cooking and shit. I'm just like, peeing. I'm like peeing like 5 feet from the toilet. Like, don't worry about me.
Wait,
I don't know why I was rushing so
in
much,
the
but it was
kitchen?
fun.
You peed in the kitchen?
I mean, I started peeing from the kitchen. I got a good arc. I got a rainbow pee.
Beauty
I got
of being
moves.
a guy. That's the thing.
Oh, dude.
Women can't do that. It gets everywhere.
Yeah, and defund women. You know, that's isn't that the new thing? Fucking Nick always said it first. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, not everything that you're promoting, but
Hashtag defund women.
Yes. I got the urine out of my system. I'm seeing your platform. What beer are you drinking? What'd you go back for seconds on? The LIC?
The LIC. Cannon.
Nice.
The Imperial IPA. Yeah.
Cool.
Are you still keeping up with your classic beer?
I've got a whole 6-pack of the crowd control that I showed you. Dude, it is a wasteland here in Mississippi. It is real bad. It's tough.
Is it because like the storms, or is it because of COVID? Or
storms? No, it has nothing to do with anything other than Mississippi. It's brutal, man. Like, there's not even a place where I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling flush. I want to go to the store and like get that gangster stuff.
So wait, I meant to bring up earlier. So
yeah,
I rediscovered Triborough like beer distributors or whatever.
Oh, on like 42nd in Astoria Boulevard?
Yeah.
No way. You been up there?
That's where I got this beer.
You got that there?
So, okay.
Dude, that place is legend.
Here's the thing, is a little backstory between Sir Kensworth and myself.
Oh, that's right. New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. This podcast is going longer than you thought. Because here's the thing. Oh yeah.
No, this is worth it.
Oh, this toy. I meant to bring this up earlier, and I got distracted with everything else we were talking about. So what was it, like 15 years ago now? No, 14.
It would have been New Year's Eve, 2007 or 2006. If you're talking about New Year's Eve,
it's the New Year's Eve.
So it would have been 6 or 7.
The 2006, or I think I want to say 2007.
6 going into 7. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long before, so I live in Astoria, Queens now. But long before I moved out here, Sir Kensworth here, back when he actually was a functioning member of society,
was like 2005.
Yeah. Lived here in Astoria, Queens, and I came out to visit him and hang out for New Year's.
Yep.
And
the distributor.
So, and you were living with our buddies, M Stubbs and Stubbs.
Stubbies.
M Tubbs and Stubby. Yeah. The Tubby brothers.
Tub Bros. Dude, that place was legend.
Oh my god!
Not just the beer distributor, but our apartment. Me and the Tubbs.
Yeah.
Man, that place. We had Wednesday night jam sessions. We had every instrument under the sun. I had all the recording gear. It was a heyday. Just banging on drums all day. So many legends. I could have a whole. I gotta get those guys on the podcast. But yeah. You were still in like what, Connecticut or something?
I at that point I was a college dropout living at home with my parents.
Yep.
So yeah, like what else do I have to do? Hey, I got friends in New York. Let me go hang out with them for New Year's and have a fucking blast, because what else am I going to do if I'm at home with my parents? Jerk off on myself?
Wait, you're about to tell a story about the distributor, right?
Yeah.
Because let me set up this distributor story. So I lived in that apartment for probably a year before we knew it was there. Because it was a half a block away. It was a half a block away, but in the half a block direction that we never went to. Because we would go...
Oh, yeah.
It was north. We would go south to the subway, or we would go west to like Starbucks where Mark worked and everything. Yeah. It was like the one cardinal direction that we wouldn't go to. And then one day we discovered it. And it was the most expensive 6-pack that Mark and I had ever bought ever. Because we discovered it and like, what the hell? And there's no prices on anything. I mean, you're about to tell me what your thing, but like it's like warehouse status.
Oh yeah.
So like we just grabbed a 6-pack. It was called Rogue Dead Guy, which anyone who knows beer knows what that is, but we didn't. And we're like, no prices on anything. We're like, it's a 6-pack of beer, and we rock up, and it was like $13 for a 6-pack. And at that point, we're like 20 years old, 21, maybe 22. And we're like $13 for a but like at that point, like it was embarrassing. Like we're already at the register, so it's like, oh yeah, $13, whatever, $13. Of course we have $13. And then we get back to the apartment and we crack open 2 of these 6 beers, Rogue Dead Guy, and then I look at my phone and I realize, oh shit, we're supposed to catch the bus in Chinatown to Philadelphia like in an hour. So we chugged all 6 of the beers because our dumbasses were too dumb to bring them with us, like for the bus ride. We just chugged them.
Oh my
like,
God.
I don't know. Especially Mark back in those days.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. And look at him now.
Risking...
He's making like gourmet cocktails.
Yeah, now he's like a gangster and he'll take some risks. But like then it was just like, oh, we chug them. We hop in the subway. We get down to Chinatown. We hop on this bus to Philly, and we're halfway to Philly. And then I look at my phone again. I'm like, oh. We're supposed to go tomorrow. So we chugged these beers to rush to Philadelphia, and then halfway to Philadelphia, not only do we realize we chugged these beers for no reason, but also we have nowhere to stay. Like we were going to stay with some like couch surfing hosts. So then we show up with Philadelphia with nowhere to stay. So we had to stay up all night drinking beers and smoking cigars and like going to 24-hour diners. That's the beer distributor. Continue with your story because I haven't been there like since. Well, we used to go there.
Yeah, well, because I remember,
like,
my vague memory. So, you know, as you mentioned, like, I was living in Connecticut. I came out for New Year's that one time. I had no idea where I was going or where I was or who was what and what was up and what was down. But, you know, we were with, it was you, the Tubb brothers, and Sideways.
Yep.
And
I got pictures from that night.
Yeah, it's all over Facebook. Like I had long hair back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go to that place, get like a keg and like a shit ton of beer. And I remember like, you know, just hauling all that back to your place for the New Year's party. And just getting so messed up that night, and like things got out of hand. Like, it got way out of hand. And I just remember...
That apartment became legend, so, like, everyone from Astoria came there.
I just remember waking up the next morning, and, you know, Mark is still just sitting upright, just drunk out of his mind. The only one left in a place that's completely trashed. And he's just like, the first thing he says is like, hey, like, you guys want to play some beer pong? Yeah, he's all set to continue drinking, and he's just like wobbling, like he's just trashed. But he's able to make it, and he just wanted to keep going. But
dude,
I'll never forget like going into like this warehouse of beer, just like nothing but beer, and
we got the natty
ice.
Yeah.
Ew.
Oh, yeah, that's what we did.
Is that what we got?
That's what we did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel dirty.
Yeah. Well, you didn't back then. You felt pretty stoked. I got a picture of you smiling.
Well, I didn't know better back then.
I forget if it was that night or another night, but like some of us knew the cops and stuff. But anyway, there was a cop who showed up. We were on the 3rd floor of that apartment building. And one of those parties, it might have been New Year's, a cop showed up and knocked and some rando answered the door. We had like 40, 50 people there.
Yeah, it was probably New Year. It was the New Year's party, I'm sure. Like that was outrageous. People
but a cop shows up
off the stairway banister and all that. Oh god.
Oh yeah. Every room was like, there's a pink room for wine, there's a green room for smoking weed, and then for some reason in the wine room, everyone started sniffing coke. Yeah. It's like, coke and wine? Okay.
You had your own bedroom with like a sex swing or something like that?
Yeah, the cop showed up, and someone random answered, but somehow Mark and I caught wind that the cops were there, so we went to the door, and Mark's wearing a Burger King crown for a child, and he has the football paint under his eyes, like the two lines he put on. So he's just like trying to calm the cop down, and he knows the dude who knows the cops. So like we're good. Like the cop is basically like, have a beer. But all I'm saying is like, who called you? Who called you? I'm like, basically, who's the rat? Like, we know everyone in our apartment. Was it the girl downstairs? Is she slipping on us? Is she the one dropping? Those are crazy times.
Oh my God, it was absolutely nuts. But like, so I finally found out, like, cause I've been living here for like 9 years now. I have like vague remembrance of that. Like, it's almost like wistful thinking, like...
Wait, so let's bring this back. So you went there to get the beer you're drinking right now?
Absolutely, yeah.
You walked over there and grabbed this beer?
Yeah, I live within walking distance of that place.
So is that, for you, if you want epic beer, is that the place you know to go to? Why did you wind up there?
So, well, my upstairs neighbor, I was hanging out with him. And I'm friends with him already. Like, we're good friends. I was hanging out with him, and like, I think the other night he had like a couple of our other friends over, and we were talking, and they mentioned it, and I'm just like, wait. It perked my ears up. Like they mentioned something, and I'm like, wait, what? It's like, oh yeah. The Triborough beer or whatever, and I'm like.
I never even knew the name of the place.
Yeah, I know, because I never knew the name of the place. If you knew the name of the place, I would know the name of the place. And it was like that unicorn where I've been like trying to find for years. Like eventually I totally forgot about it. But they mentioned
I could always find it. I just didn't know it had a name. We just called it the beer distributor.
Like I don't have my phone on me, but like
it doesn't matter the name. It's the Story Boulevard and 42nd.
They mentioned it, and I was like, wait, what is that? And they say like it's up on like 42nd Street and Astoria Boulevard. And I looked up on my phone, like Google Maps, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the bay door that I remember. Like, I vaguely remember that.
No price tags.
And so I'm
just walk through and grab it. And they're up on the stage with the Great Dane.
Yeah.
I ever think a couple Great Danes? Do they still have those dogs?
No. Or at least not when I went there today.
Okay.
But it was just like, it was an epiphany. It was an epiphany. I'm like, that is what I've been seeing. And the thing is, I passed by that hundreds of times already. I just never thought to look over and like see the logo. And so it was a huge phenomenon for me. So I'm like, I need to go there. And that's where I got
how are these beers, by the way? You didn't even really comment on them. I didn't comment on mine either because I've had it a million times. It's good.
Well, I
mean, pro crowd control.
So when I went back to LIC Cannon, it's pretty good. It's
You've had it before? Taking a sip. First time.
No, yeah, this is the first time I'm having it. It's a little more bitter. But I like it. I'll definitely have it again. It wasn't what I was expecting. It's an Imperial IPA, so it wasn't.
What were you expecting? Did you like the sloop better?
I kind of did like the sloop a little bit better. It was a little bit smoother.
Okay. Yeah.
They're both a little light, a bit lightweight.
Okay. What's the ABV on that one?
This one, what is it? It's. Looking here.
Yeah. You said it's an Imperial. It's got to be at least 7 or 8.
What the hell? I had it on the other can.
I could see it when I was less drunk. What the hell?
No. Okay. So I know everybody's not going to be able to see this, but it's 8.5.
Okay.
But I'll show you, Kenny, here.
I believe you. You have to show me.
No, but see the ABV? It blends 8.5. In. It blends in. So you gotta really look for it.
Oh yeah, it's like orange on yellow. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, the logo is bright white, but the ABV is.
You should try to go there.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of liking the cans. But
Dude, there's half a chance I wind up in New York before 2020 is over again. I don't know for sure, but if I do, let's go there. If they got one good beer.
Well, and
any good New York City brewery I want to go to. Well, because there's not a lot of them.
The thing is that I'm like discovering that New York City actually has a lot more breweries than I originally thought.
Originally there weren't. So originally you were correct in thinking there weren't. They're popping up.
They really are popping up. Like there's LIC beer, there's Fifth Hammer, which I went to earlier today, and there's like a couple like smaller ones. The Randolph Beer, they started brewing their own beer. They started off as a bar, but they branched out into brewing. So okay, I'm doing research for hopping within New York here.
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, if I get up there later this winter, maybe we'll do like a mini episode, like a little 15, 20-minute episode of just like intermediate in-between seasons. And just us screwing around, going to some of these bars.
I totally support it. Like, let's do it. Like, I've got the camera equipment. Like, let's give the fans what they want. You know, just at least something.
People just want to drink good beer, or at least see other people doing it.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about what beer you're drinking. Describe it.
Oh, so this is my go-to. So I'm in Mississippi. You can see this. This is a Southern Prohibition Crowd Control. So I went to this brewery for the first time. So, mini backstory. Christian, the guy I'm staying with, and Skelly, his wife, and the kids, he picked me up hitchhiking like 5 years ago. And then he's like, if you want to come back and like chill for a couple days, you can do that. So I was like, I wasn't in a hurry. So we ended up becoming really good friends. Only problem is Mississippi sucks for beer. Like, literally, like, he could tell I was into beer the first time we met. And he's like, oh, like a town away, Ocean Springs. Like, and I say a town away, it's like 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive. He's like, there's a brewery. So we went there, but we walked into the brewery and they're like, can I help you? We're like, yeah, just came to drink some beer. And they're like, well, we distribute our beer to a bar down the way. You can drink it there. It's not legal in Mississippi to drink beer at breweries. We're like,
what?
What? And they're like,
what?
So in 2015 or whatever, it was illegal for a brewery to serve beer at their brewery. Absolutely ridiculous.
What?
Yeah, so that law has changed in the last year or 3, but 5 years ago, it was illegal to drink beer at a brewery. So I'm in Mississippi. Hello. But so this...
Wait, is it illegal for me to jerk off in like a strip club?
I think you can do that. It's fine. I mean, You get a free... I think every time you jerk off in a strip club, you get a free night in town at the local jail or whatever. Like a free bed and breakfast.
Boom. Done.
I was positive.
Free room and board. I'm totally in. Let's do it.
You get a ham sandwich on Wonder Bread. That's a good deal. But no, this SoPro has been the only shining light because literally today I was like, I got to go get good beer because he got like a 24-pack of PBR. And PBR is like my whatever. I'm just like, I'm keeping pace beer. I don't mind PBR. I really don't.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't enjoy it. It's not, I wouldn't go get one PBR and be happy.
Yeah, PBR is a filler. Like
PBR is a filler.
It'll maintain you until your next beer.
Yeah, it's my go-to maintain beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I actually went there for the first time. They're up in Hattiesburg, which is an hour north. So on the way down, I'm like, this is like probably the best beer in Mississippi. I'm finally gonna stop at the brewery, and they have some better beers than that one.
Let me ask you this then: does Mississippi deserve better breweries?
Yeah, they do. But I just told you the law, which is why more breweries are coming up. So
but like that like you said like more breweries are coming up, but like like it sounds like Mississippi prime area to set up a brewery.
Yeah,
laws are changing, laws may be changing, but if you can get something going, now's the time to like set it up in Mississippi.
Oh, you could be top dog. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of like home brewers.
Yeah, my buddy, Craft Advisory in Ocean Springs. I suggest people check it out if you come down here. Like,
Craft Advisory?
That's the thing.
Craft Advisory? Is that something that we are putting on one of our seasons of hopping?
100%. If we're down here, we do a season down here, we'll go to Craft Advisory, we'll go to SoPro, as long as they're cool with it.
What do you mean
Craft
if?
Advisory,
We are totally down there at some point, so.
Yeah. So, that's a sure thing. And I recommend to anyone listening to this, like, go to SoPro, go to Craft Advisory. Like, yeah, Mississippi is lacking, for sure. It sucks around here, to be honest. Like, earlier today, I was like, we had a fridge full of, like, Natty Ice, which I'm not drinking, or Natty Light. This other guy's staying here, he likes it. And then this PBR. And I'm like, I gotta go get something. And the only place to go is this Shell gas station and get this SoPro. It's real barren down here. It's tough. It's tough for good beer. I have a homebrew equipment right here, so that's probably gonna go down if I stay here long enough. I don't know if I will.
Actually, not to like prolong this anymore, but keep in mind, I have been collecting some home brewing stuff myself.
No shit.
I thought,
you're gonna brew some beer?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is new to the honest, but like, yeah, no, you know, it's nothing I purchased. I probably need to purchase some equipment to fill in the gaps. But I had some friends move out, and they had some home brewing gear, which I was more than happy to take on.
You took it? You took it all?
Oh, like as much as they had.
Hell
which is
yeah,
not everything.
Dude, if I can get up there before Christmas or something, let's brew.
Let's totally
We'll
do it. Like, chances are, I need to get like a huge pot, and like some other.
You should get like a 7.5 gallon pot if you can.
Like there's going to be some equipment that I'm going to need to get.
Yeah.
But I won't know it until you come out. So
you're south of $100 for sure.
Oh. Yeah. We should totally brew. You come out here. You tell me what we get and what I need to get. There's going to be a homebrew place somewhere nearby, which I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we'll brew. We will fucking brew.
All right.
And
well, let's leave people on that note.
But and
we're
like,
gonna brew some beer.
You and I have similar tastes. It is going to be a dark fucking beer.
Oh yeah, we're gonna brew a 10+% stout. It's gonna be epic.
Well, absolutely. If it's not double digits, is it worthwhile?
No, it is not. It is not. That is the answer to that question. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, but we're still going to talk for a few minutes.
All right. So, well, I'm still recording, so we still got that. So.
Okay.
Well, here.
Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Nick Noyes, ladies and gentlemen. So much fun to drink beer with a friend, even if they're miles and miles away. And I'm just looking forward to when we actually get out there on the road together again, filming a second season, third season, etc. Hope you guys are into it too, because, damn, we had a blast. Like I said, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely hop on YouTube and start binging, because it was fun, and the episodes turned out great. But yeah, like I said in the beginning of the episode, let me catch you up on my travels since then, because I've covered quite a bit of ground since Minneapolis 3-4 weeks ago when I recorded the last episode. And speaking of beer, that was my first destination, because Madison, Wisconsin was kind of my actual destination, but when I looked at Google Maps, seeing the direction, I saw that Toppling Goliath Brewery was kind of on the way, or I can make it on the way. I don't know about y'all, but on Google Maps, you can like look up places and leave little stars, and they stay persistent on the map no matter what else you're doing. Or a little like, I want to go there. So whenever someone tells me about a brewery or a hiking trail or fried chicken place or whatever, I get on Google Maps and I start on my favorites. So I hit the want to go and it leaves like a green icon. Anyways, just a little Google Map trick. But I was like, yeah, let me go to Toppling Goliath in Decorah, Iowa. So I did that. I hitchhiked on there. It was awesome. I actually caught a whole bunch of different rides down country roads, and I finally got within 5 miles of the brewery. And I was walking, and then a cop stopped, and he gets out, and he's just like, oh, somebody called in that you're on the road. He's like, it doesn't matter. You're fine. But where are you going? And I was like, oh, well, I actually left Minneapolis today. I've come some 100-ish miles or a few hundred miles. I forget how far. And I'm almost there. And he's like, oh, is there like a bottle release tonight? And I'm like, oh, damn. This dude knows what he's talking about. I'm like, no, there's not. I've just never been there. And I heard it's awesome. One of the best breweries in the country is, their reputation. And I want to check it out. He's like, hop on in. Let's go. So this cop just drives me straight to the brewery. I hop out. I go in there, get seated. And then this like bartender comes up to me and she's just like, are you the guy who just got popped out of like a cop car? And I was like, yep, that's me. They're like the new Uber, scooping people around, freaking cops. That was a good entrance. But yeah, I hung out there, drank some good beers, and it was a fun night. Oh, now that I'm telling the story, yeah, I forget this little more than a wrinkle, I guess. They closed early, the brewery. By early, I mean before midnight. I was like, oh man, I'm still energized. So I walked like an hour or more maybe back to town and just found a dive bar, watched the end of the basketball game, and then that bar was kind of closing early-ish, and they pointed me to another dive bar, and I went there, and that's where I met like some cool people, Decorah, and then like kind of just stormed around with them, going to places and getting drinks and just having a good time. And they're just like bragging on little Decorah, Iowa, just this small little town. But I had a good time. So by the time I parted ways with all them, I knew a sweet place to camp. There's a waterfall on my radar. Yeah, it was just a good impression of the whole little town. So I woke up, hiked around, found the waterfall, hit another couple little beer spots. One of the girls who gave me a ride into town the other day, she worked at a bar, so I tried to like find her little spot. Anyways, I ended up going to the brewery again, Toppling Goliath, and camping right outside the brewery, kind of. There's some woods nearby. But then kept it moving, finally. Getting on towards Madison, Wisconsin. And that was cool. Caught up with a friend I hadn't seen in years there. Stayed with him for 2 or 3 nights. And yeah, he took me around town a little bit. I think I was just there for 2 nights. And yeah, from there, I was like, let me go to Kansas City. And I just got one of those like really unexpected rides. I was on like, I guess it's still a highway, but like not a big highway. And this dude picks me up and he's going to California. Like totally unexpected. I was hoping the next ride would get me like 15 miles up to this junction. And if I had my own car, it would have taken me 6 hours to get to Kansas City. But yeah, so but this guy's going all the way through Des Moines and drops me off in Des Moines. At that point, Liz Stewart comes and picks me up. Liz Stewart, if you've listened to this podcast, she's been on here a couple times. And she was in Albuquerque for a while. And I was going to see her down there. And then she's like, I moved to Kansas City. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll see you out there. And yeah, she said if I got within a few hours of Kansas City, she'd pick me up. And she stayed good on that. So her and her roommate came and scooped me up at a little beer bar in Des Moines, Iowa. Had a beer. We cruised on down. And I spent about a week with her and her boyfriend and that roommate at the Airbnb they were renting for about a week. Just to see what they were up to, checking out Kansas City a little bit. Some pretty good times here and there. Nothing insanely notable, but pretty fun. And yeah, decided to start hitchhiking south from there. And I was kind of close to Fayetteville, Arkansas, which I always heard was cool. College town. I did, in fact, get there. Took a couple days. A bunch of rides. And yeah, camped by a waterfall in the Ozarks. Kept on moving. Got a ride from a pretty cool truck driver. This guy, he does his own vlogs. Filipino guy. He has a YouTube channel with all of his truck driver kind of stuff. So that was cool. We just nerded out on that for a little bit. And yeah, kept on moving. Went to Mississippi. Went to Red Bluff, which is what they call the Grand Canyon of Mississippi. Kind of cool, actually. I should mention I got a YouTube video up with all this stuff of the summer. A lot of great footage. So if you go to youtube.com/hobolifestyle, you'll find it. It's the latest video. Summer 2020 hitchhiking USA, something like that. Good times. And eventually I got down here to Biloxi. So I hitched a ride from Red Bluff to Hattiesburg, went to the brewery there, camped out, got a ride from a woman in a minivan, and yeah. So I just realized some of this is in the video. You might as well just watch it there. I don't have to tell the story again. Nothing too crazy. Just, girl worked for Subway, almost got fired, but she gave me a ride. And now I'm here in Biloxi. And it's been a few days, just catching up with some friends, deciding what's next. Generally enjoying myself. I spent some time editing that video. And just drinking some decent beer. You all know what it is. Just trying to stay free. Just trying to keep having a good time. So, that's it. So, hope you enjoyed the whole thing with Nick Noyes. And good times all around. Hope you guys are getting ready for Halloween. I don't know why I hope that so much, but Halloween's always a fun one. So, good times all around. All right, that's it, you guys. I won't ramble anymore. Hobo lifestyle across the board. Look it up. Enjoy yourself. Check out that YouTube video. Actually, it's like a 20-minute video. I put some time into it. It's like the whole summer. I actually think it turned out pretty good. A lot of great footage. So, Hobo lifestyle on YouTube. That's what I'll leave you with. All right, you guys, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you down the road. To hell with plans I made, I need a new escape. With all my shit straight, I'll get my big brain.